You're not supposed to think about it in terms of civilization. And that already is something you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to think of it in terms of a system. It's a system of government, a system of democracy, a system of elections, a system of markets. And it's all supposed to be equally applicable across all of humanity. It's very libertarian in some ways that it doesn't really touch on those aspects like religion and culture, because it says like, well, anybody can have whatever they want in terms of those, right?
You shouldn't judge me how I try not to judge you. You are. You've just said who am I trying to seduce? No one. Well, I don't judge you because I'm above that.
I think ultimately the goal is this sort of, as Hillary Clinton said, hemispheric open market with open borders and free trade.
Look, to be totally honest, if things are so bad, as you say, with the white working class, don't you want to get new Americans in?
This is an American ideology. This is sort of a Jewish American ideology of this. Everything's just a system and free markets, and that can apply anywhere. That then gets exported to Europe. The European elites have bought it hook, line, and sinker, and they're projecting it downwards onto their people.
Media campaigns like this were meant to condition Europeans to feel badly about opposing immigration.
But one thing Vincent has always had a problem with is foreigners.
So, you know, Wilders and people like him are fighting back against it. And King praises them and, you know, makes the point that we can't actually preserve our culture and civilization unless we preserve our actual people.
You wrote that Wilders understands that culture and demographics are our destiny. We cannot restore our civilization with somebody else's babies. What did you mean?
Wow.
Let's say everybody in the United States is replaced by Latinos. If all of us died out and they were the ones that moved up, like the United States would not retain this sort of constitutional government, individual liberty, free market. No, it would just be fucking the same system they have in Mexico, which is like rampant socialism and rampant corruption. So it would lose the American character. The American character would be gone.
The task is to bring this minority together in such a way that it makes it impossible for the legacy of whiteness to continue to reproduce itself.
They're just erasing all culture, all community across the whole globe in an effort to integrate all peoples. And from an institutional perspective, I guess it makes sense, but it's like, it's fucking everybody over, so fuck it, we're not gonna go along with it. Ultimately, white people are the only ones that they're afraid of that will sabotage this.
You do realize that they are all equal, right? They are all the same thing. We don't need babies from one of those groups more than we need them from other groups. Do you agree with that?
Well, I would say that it depends.
Why do you
on
pause
the
on a
attitude
question
within
like
those
that,
families.
Congressman? What do you mean? It doesn't depend on any definition.
Because
you're
I
either
wanna
an
give you
American or you're not.
objective answer, Chris.
When you hear somebody say that, you're an American and an American can be anybody, then it's like, no, fuck you. That concept itself, all white people should start to understand and internalize that kind of talking point and that concept as an attack on yourself. Because that's what it is.
My job is to listen and be a voice. And my job is to shut other white people down when they want to interrupt.
It's saying you have no legitimate, unique identity. You are just the same as anybody from any part of the world. Your identity is this homogenized cog in the capitalist machine, American. There's nothing to it. There's no history. There's no culture. There's no people. That's what they're pushing. And that's what Chris Cuomo apparently fundamentally believes in. He gets really pissed off if somebody else doesn't believe in it. But fuck that.
We will no longer surrender this country or its people to the false song of globalism.
With King, the issue he's dealing with here is what can he say? The vocabulary that you need to use to talk about this has actually been denied. Like, it's not allowed in public discourse anymore.
I'm answering your question. Race is real. Race matters. Race is the foundation of identity.
No, I don't want the.
What I would say, the white race is online. It's not good to be a minority. I totally agree with you. That's why I don't want my children to be minorities.